Match number 21 of the ICC T20 World Cup 2024. It's getting intense now. We have South Africa taking on Bangladesh. Bangladesh haven't started off the campaign in a good note, while South Africa have started in a very dominant way. I'll come to Kushang. Kushang, welcome to the show. The game versus Netherlands, they had a scare, but somehow David Miller got them through over the line. Was that a big relief for the Proteas?
Definitely, because the group is heating up for sure. All groups are heating up. We haven't expected the kind of results that we've seen in this tournament, and it seemed as if Netherlands will be the bogey team again for South Africa, but they managed to get through over the line, and importantly so, because this game that we're talking about now will be an even bigger game, given that Bangladesh have gotten through over Sri Lanka now.
Correct. And if Bangladesh wins this game, is that even more worst news for somebody like a Sri Lankan side?
Potentially as well, because given that they've now lost for two games and heavy loss to South Africa in the first game. So I think this will be a crunch game for Sri Lanka. And if Bangladesh manage to win, that would pretty much be the end of their hopes, in my opinion. But I still feel that the form that South Africa are carrying into this game will be heavily putting this game into their side.
Absolutely. So you are fancying South Africa. Let's take a look into the head-to-head between South Africa and Bangladesh. Here it is 8 times South Africa and Bangladesh met each other. 8-0 is what this equation lies around. Pretty dominant one for South Africa, to be honest.
I mean, expectedly so. South Africa carry a certain level of reputation with themselves. Some great players who've played for them over the past and now as well. So I'm not surprised with the head-to-head, but as we've seen that on the day, any team can beat any other team. A couple of upsets already, so anything can happen, as we said. But expectedly, you're seeing South Africa dominate someone like a Bangladesh, and we'll see how this one pans out as well.
Absolutely. This one might pan out well. It's at the New York. We'll come to that. But let's take a look at the last 5 times these two teams met at the T20 World Cup or any T20 game. It's all been South Africa, to be honest. 2022 was the last time they met each other. 2021, 2017, 2016, 2015. So Bangladesh have no answer to their questions. But this time, do you look into the Bangladesh side? Do you expect experience, which is always there? Can they defeat the pace attack of South Africa?
Especially on this New York surface. I mean, South Africa have now got a grip of what the situation is like, what the conditions are like. Bangladesh haven't really, because I think they'll be playing the first one here. So it will be tough because the base battery of South Africa is something. I mean, Anrik Nokia is firing all guns. Rabada hasn't yet done his best, and he might just come into the picture. Janssen and Bartman, the new guy. So with Bangladesh being historically a team that have been reliant on spin more, I think they might just struggle on this pitch, and their batsmen have just not come to the party. They just lost a series to US in the build-up to the World Cup as well. So they need to sort that out. Their batting has to fire. Even in the last game, they almost made a meal of 130-run target. So I
Correct.
think this needs to needs to be rectified for Bangladesh to have any chance in this game.
Absolutely. And when it comes to Bangladesh, yes, they do have a little bit of experience. They played the warm up game against Team India, but now the conditions might be different at New York because of the ICC statements. We saw in the game against Netherlands, they shut off the grass a little bit. Batting might be easier, but we still can expect a low scoring game. We're done with the last 5 matches of both the teams in the T20 format. Let's take a look into the Nassau County Stadium and its pitch report. Pitch report of this stadium is going to be very important. It's a late pitch. It's a one, but coming all the way from Australia. But what do you look into is the drop-in pitches that come something very interesting to see. Outfield is very thick, not fast at all. So what could be if you're sent to bat first? Because I'm seeing the teams chasing has won 3 games out of the 4. What could be your thing? How much of a target would you target? When you
Why?
openers are going into the batting, would you target something around 130s, 140s at the initially?
I mean, it has to be a more conventional approach, in my opinion. The ODI kind of approach, you need to take time to get set. If you go all guns blazing, you might just blow off and get bowled out for 70, 80, 90. And we've seen that in the few games that have happened. I mean, teams chasing who've won, they've chased targets of what, 90, 100. So that is not a huge deal. You can pace yourself according to the target. Once you get something like 150, 160 on this track, that is where things might just get interesting. So I think the batsmen need to apply a bit more of themselves on this pitch. And I'm genuinely disappointed with the kind of pitches in the outfield that I've seen here. When
Correct.
you're trying to promote the game in a country that it is not that famous in, and then you put a show like this. I mean, when you're seeing games 100 all out for both teams, it's not exciting for either team and not for the fans either. So this is a problem and needs to be rectified.
Absolutely, that's it's a big problem because we as fans of the neither the players don't want to play a T20 game which is bundled out for 90, 100, That's not kind of a game, but the outfield, the stadium itself has been brilliantly constructed, but the most important, which is the outfield and the pitches, is not up to the mark. We will see what ICC does to that. But let's take a look into the top three players to watch out for. Yeah, top three players I've chosen for South Africa is the Battle of Greens, what I can see in the screen. Quinton de Kock, Henrik Klaassen, Kagiso Rabada. And for Bangladesh is Liton Das, Tohid Rida, and Mustafizur Rahman. Any other player you want to have in this? And if you can sum up all the six players, please.
Yeah, for just Bangladesh, I was quite excited by that one guy, Tanzim Shakib, that fast bowler. He is a prospect for them, and on this pitch, he might just get something out of it as well. And for, as I said, for Bangladesh to have a chance in this game, not only do the batters need to be in the game, obviously they can't just rely on spin. Mustafizur will obviously be huge. He's the experienced guy with his cutters and variations. He'll be huge for them, but I think the other faster bowlers, Tuskin and Tanzim Sakim, need to step in and have an impact, because I think this game will be one with which bowling unit performs better, because it will be tough batting out there. The quality of South African batters is a bit above the Bangladesh batters. That is pretty evident, but I think Bangladesh have the bowling capabilities to put them in a bit of a trouble, and the faster bowlers need to step up. As far as South Africa is concerned, I mean, still we've not seen the best of any player, and they've still done so well in this tournament. On the back of the faster bowlers bowling absolutely brilliantly, Nokia has been brilliant. So I am hoping to see a 150, 160 game on this track now, and let's see how
Well,
that.
you've gone for a 150 game at the New York Stadium. That's very bold of you. But
Let's
yes,
see
South
South
Africa's
Africa bowling
bowlers.
first. That could be a chance for the 150, 160 game.
Yeah, could be, but it's the bowlers of South Africa that have kept them on top. But we can see the batters not performing yet, getting over the line. That's the good thing about them. We're done with all the six players and the players to watch out for. Let's take a look into the top three battles in this game. The three battles are Quinton de Kock versus Liton Das, battle number one. Mamadullah versus Kagiso Rabada, battle number two. And then you have Mustafa Surehman.
Keshav Maharaj. Yeah.
Okay, Kesha Maharaj. So here is what the thing is. Which one of out of these three battles, which I think the new ball bowling attack. Where do you see yourself?
I had, as I said, you said that there's a bit of grass cut off the pitch, but even in the last game, South Africa and Netherlands, I mean, I didn't quite understand, was it two pace, what was going on, one bouncing from a length, one keeping low. It has been the story for so long. So it is a bowler's paradise, but the batters need to apply themselves. The batting unit that does apply themselves better will end up winning the game. Bowlers will fire from both sides, in my opinion, and that is
Absolutely.
where Bangladesh need to be smarter as well to at least be able to match the South African bowling. If they can do that, then they'll be in the game. And still, chasing will be the way to go. And Mahmudullah batting too far down the order for so long now. He needs to bat a bit higher up, because he's been the guy who scored runs for them recently. Quite a few others haven't. So
But
there
when do
needs
you
to
see
be.
him batting higher? Because at five you have Tohid Rida, at six, or rather four you have Tohid Rida, five you have Shakib. Six is the only number you can expect him to bat.
I just feel that there are certain players who are not performing. You need to look into that. What has been the performance from Samasaka in the recent past? I'm not too
Correct.
certain. So there's a few calls that need to be taken. The form players have to have more time out in the middle. And as I said, when you're playing, might sound wrong, but a superior team in South Africa, you have to get everything right on the day, and the kind that
Absolutely.
they've form that they've been in. So it is genuinely the battle of who will be able to bat a bit better on this pitch, because the bowlers will
Absolutely.
fire on all guns. So my main battle will be the top three of Bangladesh versus the top three of South Africa for me.
Absolutely. Top three of Bangladesh versus top three of South Africa, says Kushang. The bowlers will definitely be there, but we will see what happens. We're done with the battles. It's time. Let's take a look into the pitch, rather the predicted playing 11. Is the predicted playing 11 for South Africa? I think they will definitely go with an unchanged 11, Shushank.
Absolutely, you don't change what is not broken. Just, I mean, we saw the way Stubbs and Miller batted in the last game, showed some application, took them over the line, but they still need to see a bit more from the top three. They haven't done their bit yet, and hopefully they'll come out in this game. Bartman has bowled exceptionally well. Nogia has been brilliant. Rabada still hasn't fired, and that is, I mean, when you're winning games like these and top three haven't fired, your main strike bowler hasn't fired, you are in a
Absolutely.
good space. So they'll definitely be going with an unchanged 11.
Absolutely. That's going to be a concern, but we will see what happens for South Africa. Going to their opponents, Bangladesh, I don't have Shoma Sharkar in the 11. That's where I can see this team getting more balance in the side. Mehdi Hassan, Rishad Hussain, the two spinners alongside the three pacers. You've spoken about Tanzib Shakib. You can have him as the pacer. Whom do you drop?
I'm not sure if Shoriful played the last game. Did he?
No, he didn't play, but would you have him?
I would have Tanzim Shakib in the 11 because he has that express pace, which is not something you see with Bangladesh every day. So I'd have him in the 11. Tuscan, I mean, will be the lead bowlers on this pitch. Mustafizur is there. I mean, he's class. He's
His
absolutely brilliant.
experience.
But Tanzim Shakib will bring in that X factor up front. If the pitch is what you are expecting it to be again, a bit of too paced, then I think he'll be deadly on this surface. And at the top, yes, there needs to be a call taken. Tanzil Hassan he batted in the World Cup, ODI World Cup. He was good, so I think you need to give him a chance here. It is crunch time, and you need to have your best 11 out in the field. You can't just keep giving chances to someone who's not performing. Even let's say Mahmoudullah, as you said, he's batting at six. Given a situation, a particular situation, if you've gotten a good enough start, he could be played at four or five. He's a
Correct.
class act. So I think they need to take a few calls there and a few changes. I am sure expecting in this lineup today.
Okay, so you're expecting a couple of changes in this lineup. We will see what Bangladesh says. We're done with the predicted playing 11. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Let's move on to the predictions time now. Match number 21 is the heavyweight South Africa, who have won both their games against Bangladesh, who have won only one game out of their only game they faced against Sri Lanka. Big game for both the sides. Where is it heading towards, Kushal?
I mean, you've got to lean towards South Africa in the kind of form they're in. But you've seen my record with predictions on this show before. So, I mean, I might have done something there, but I still pick South Africa. They are favorites for this game. Batting versus batting, bowling versus bowling. They are higher in both aspects. So, I'm backing South Africa 90-10 to be very honest.
90-10 to South Africa, says Kushank. Bangladesh fans, don't be disheartened because Kushank has a very, very poor record when it comes to predictions. So you have a chance still, but we'll still see South Africa, no doubt, to go as favourites without a doubt. We'll see that. Sit back and enjoy. Nassau County Stadium hosts South Africa versus Bangladesh. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Till then, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Number. Press the bell icon as well. Till then, thank you so much and bye bye. And sit back and enjoy this game as well. Thank you, Deepu. Thank you to all the audience. See you later. Chalo, bye bye.